Good morning and welcome to AMs with AM. My name is Anne Marie Sapuka and I'm the Managing Director with Strategic Retirement Partners in Houston, Texas. And as we continue to see the fallout of the CARES Act and its impact on defined contribution plans like 401k and 403b plans, it kind of occurred to me that there's been very little attention given to the provisions in the CARES Act with regards to defined benefit plans. And that just doesn't seem fair. So I thought we'd spend a little time today discussing the CARES Act and its effect on defined benefit pension plans. And what better way to do this than to have a guest on our show, our very own Shannon Maloney, who's the Managing Director for SRP in Michigan, and who's also SRP's National Practice Leader for Defined Benefit Plans at ESOPs, or as I know her, the ESOP Queen. Shannon, welcome to this morning's episode of AMs with AM.
Good morning, Anne Marie. I have my coffee with me and I'm so honored to be your first guest and to have the topic be pension plans, my favorite subject.
Well, I thought there'd be no better way to talk about defined benefit plans than to have it come from our in-house expert. So to start, what did the CARES Act address regarding contribution funding relief? What impact does it have on employers? And do you see any potential issues with it?
So the CARES Act really did not give defined benefit plans very much relief. It's really pretty minimal. But with regard to contributions, the relief that they did give them was they can postpone all the 2020 contributions until January 1st of 2021. The downside of that is that they're all due plus interest on January 1st, 2021. And as you know, we think that things aren't going to get better very quickly. So that could be problematic for some companies that are in deep distress.
Yeah, so I understand that there is relief for employers who elect to utilize the plan's prior year AFTAP as the current year AFTAP or the adjusted funding target attainment percentage. Whew, that's a mouthful. So what's the impact here? And can you explain any foreseeable issues with this?
Yeah, say AFTAP 3 times fast. It's quite the tongue twister. So, but the relief with regard to the AFTAP is that a defined benefit plan can select to use last year's AFTAP instead of this year's AFTAP if it would drop them below 80%. So with the Pension Protection Act of 2006, it did say that if you drop the pension AFTAP below 80%, there are certain things you can't do anymore. So you can't have a lump sum. You cannot do an amendment to increase benefits. So that's really the downside. So if you were in that corridor, you would be able to use last year's AFTAP. If you're above 80% last year and this year, there's no reason to use last year's AFTAP.
Okay, that definitely makes sense. Okay, so then what wasn't included?
I think the things that weren't included will be included, but probably not until fall of next year. I think you'll see a lot of pension plans needing support next year, and they're going to need support with funding. We really want what was called MAP 21, which allows pension plans to use the last 25 years average of interest rates for their funding to continue. The gap between what they have as corridors is widening and going out, so we need that extended because interest rates have fallen again. So we need that extended for a further amount of time. The other thing we're really hoping for is some pension benefit guarantee core relief with regard to the variable premium. So PBGC premiums, think of it as car insurance. It has 2 components. The single rate, which is the rate everybody pays. It's a flat amount times the number of participants that you have. The variable premium is really what kind of a driver you are. So if you're a well-funded plan, over 100%, you don't have a variable rate premium to pay. If you're a moderately good plan and you're only a little bit underfunded, you're going to pay a moderate premium. But that's still been increasing over 500% since 2012, since it was enacted. But if you're a poorly funded plan, you're going to pay a lot with regard to that PBGC premium. And the PBGC is fully funded, so we are hoping for some relief in both those areas, but we don't anticipate it until 2021. But Congress has been very supportive of this kind of relief in the past, so we do expect to have that, but not soon.
Well, this is certainly why you are definitely the subject matter here, or subject matter expert, I should say. So let's just shift gears a little bit and let's talk about March 2020 and why this was a really unique period regarding DB plans and rebalancing, and more specifically, rebalancing due to the impact of COVID-19.
That's a great question, Anna Marie. And really and truly, remember, first quarter was a record-breaking quarter because we had the highest high in the market on February 13th and the lowest on March 23rd. And what that's done to a lot of defined benefit plans, it's really gotten it out of balance between their equity and fixed income exposure. So in most plans, their equity exposure has dropped and their fixed income exposure has increased. So it's really important for pension plan sponsors to look at their investment policy statement to see where should they be? Are they close to that? Do they need to rebalance? And is this the right time to rebalance? We're looking at it because of the fact that it's a unique market. You may need to do it in more than one execution because, again, we've had a bounce. April was a fantastic month. We've bounced back anywhere from 7 to 9%, depending upon what you were in. But we do believe that second quarter, once the unemployment figures are announced and some of the other things that we're expecting 30% unemployment and some of the issues with having employees come back to work, we think that we're going to have some more bad news. So to look at it in multiple times to actually do that investment for the rebalancing, especially if you have a larger defined benefit plan, but always in line with your investment policy statement.
Yeah, that definitely makes a lot of sense. And Shannon, I can't thank you enough for joining me on AMs with AM today, and really appreciate you sharing your in-depth knowledge about the CARES Act and defined benefit plans. We do have position papers on the CARES Act impact on defined benefit plans and rebalancing during uncertain times. So you can just message me or email me at annemaries@srpretire.com. And with that, we always close with what's in the cup. So Shannon?
Well, Anne-Marie, as you know, I'm originally from Boston, and as a Bostonian, I have a good cup of Irish coffee in my coffee cup, and as anybody who knows me, they always know I always have a coffee cup in my hand all day long. So here's to the Irish coffee for us Bostonians.
Here's the Irish coffee. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Until next week, make it a great day.